Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the HFC All-Stars-a-thon. This is Samurai Snake,
This is Nia King Ghidorah.
and we are playing our favorite games for Child's Play, a charity that provides toys and games for kids who are stuck in the hospital. The game that's going to start off day 2 is River City Girls Zero, a game that is one of my favorite games on the Super Famicom, and got localized last year.
Yeah, the old River City series. I believe we had River City played in the Retrothon, the original. I believe.
Yeah, I played that last time for the Retrothon, but I mean, this is also in the same series of Kunio-kun games, except it's not as lighthearted or goofy as it, because this is the Super Nintendo era, where you can have better graphics, better gameplay, and more mature stories told.
I'm assuming this part wasn't on the SNES.
Obviously not, because this is using the Carbon engine, which is basically a wrapper, if anything, to contain the game itself.
Right.
And the pose right here is actually taken straight from the original Japanese box art, which is very cool, I might add.
Wonderful.
We have different options for text. We can play the localization right here, which is River City Girls, as you can see here. You can also play the original translation, which is basically in line with the old fan translation that got released years ago. But the localization is better, and it doesn't have flat dialogue. So, yeah, this is the game with the Demon Dice ending song.
Oh, wonderful.
So, we're going to start up a new file. Here we go.
What you got there, Kyoko?
I don't know. That skeleton guy at the pawn shop said it was some really old video game about our first adventure together, but I have no idea how to play it.
Why would you buy something you can't play?
Well, he gave me a really good deal.
Hey, it's got Kunio on the label.
Our boyfriends are pretty famous.
Yeah, but not like video game famous. We gotta find out how to play this thing.
He did also throw in this thing for free. I think it's some kind of cyborg octopus? Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Oh yeah, give me that. My dad had one of these things way back in the 1990s. Yeah,
She bought a Super Famicom from Skullmageddon.
TV set. Good thing you're too poor to have a fancy new HD TV.
I know, right? Hey!
Here we go.
What's with the blocky graphics?
Pixel games are cool again now, don't you know that?
Are they?
You can be player 2.
Like a Ricky!
Actually, I think we both play as everyone and switch between characters before they die.
What? I don't want to die!
Relax, it's just a video game. Now start kicking bad guy butt.
Ooh, my outfit is hecka cute. Why don't I dress like that anymore?
I should really dye my hair blue again. And this is pretty rad. We should tell people about this game.
You think anyone's gonna care about a 25-year-old game featuring us and our boyfriends?
I don't know, maybe if they dress it up a little to feel more modern, like add a new intro, title song, some
Deep framing
cutscenes,
device.
some new translations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I could see that.
Right, so here's how to play with all the characters. You kick, you jump, kick. You also have 4 special moves that you can do by either pressing L or R, and then Y, X, A, or B. And you can press the select button or minus button to switch between characters, kind of like in Double Dragon 3 for the NES, except this game is 10 times better than that.
Nice.
Okay, I thought the game froze up. Let this set the tone, which is a complete opposite tone of what we just experienced. Motorcyclists down on a night ride. Pedestrians cross the road. He picks up speed, but suddenly...
No, he hit the umbrella.
Kunio supposedly did a hit and run. And they're reported in the newspaper for it. But that's the intro. We're in prison, so that's where we're going to start. You can play this with 2 players, and it's a lot of fun. So off we go to the juvenile detention facility. Remember when you just started off at your own high school in River City Ransom? This is the complete opposite. Our first new character, Takayama. He is one of the developers' favorite characters because he is a complete hard-ass and very chivalrous in his mission to promote criminal justice. But there's also another reason why he's the developer's favorite character, which I'll get into later. Also, he has a son who is a classmate of Kunio's.
That's a great pose for a prisoner to be in, is fists fucking clenched at your sides. That won't raise anything.
Yeah, I streamed this with StarMech. And, of course, since they're delinquent archetypes, they're basically blamed for, quote-unquote, corrupting Mamoru, his son. But Mamoru's a nerd. So we go to cell 218, which is the same number as Misako and Kyoko's homeroom number in River City Girls. We're obviously not going to take being someone's lapdog.
Yeah.
Let's give him a nice cell 218 welcome by beating the piss out of him. This doesn't have any RPG mechanics like River City Ransom or River City Girls, so they've tried to go for something different.
Right.
But there is another Kunio-kun game that was released for the Super Famicom a little years prior to this, called Shodai Niketsukoha Kunio-kun, and that one also has a pretty dark plot that takes place in Osaka with the context of a gang war. That supposedly plays a little bit more like River City Ransom, but I've never played that one before. Right now we can't do any special moves because we're in prison uniforms. And now we're the boss of Cell 218.
That's good. You gotta assert dominance in a situation like this.
Yeah, because that's what juvenile delinquents do. And he has a visitor, Hiroshi. Hiroshi is the character that often got beat up in the original Neketsu Koha arcade game. Beaten up by Riki's gang members, some motorcycle gang members, female juvenile delinquents, and then finally stabbed by the Yakuza. So he has a history of being the main punching bag. Yeah, pretty much. The prison uniforms are a limiter. My high school uniform gives me power.
Especially when I wear it with my jacket open.
Especially when my custom high school uniform is a fucking long jacket. This game is also where a lot of fans would learn about Misako and Kyoko as Kunio and Riki's girlfriends, but Japan is more familiar with Hasabe and Mami, who are also in River City Girls, but have had a more prominent showing in the NES games. His original line in reaction to Misako getting close to Daiki is basically calling her a bitch, and you kind of don't want to say that about someone who's your girlfriend, even. Yeah.
He's not staying true.
And there's our first lead. Someone who looked like us showed up at Kunio's school. That's the last thing you want to say to a delinquent. Once you're in here, there's no way out.
Yeah, I'll commit as many crimes as I have to prove I am innocent of this one.
You two delinquents can go now. You don't want to just sit in there doing the Yankee squat. Now's your chance. And you blew it. And off go the prison sirens.
Oh, we've got the spotlights on us. This is a very high-profile juvenile center.
Japan tends to be pretty tough on crime, because once you screw up, your life is pretty much over, and they don't really offer much room for a way back. That was easy. Alright, and Also, just walk up to the ladder, press up to climb, and there's Hiroshi just standing on a prison wall. He could have just climbed down here and helped us beat them up, but oh well. You're a wuss, Hiroshi. And away we go! So the title of this game was actually called The New Hot-Blooded Renegade, Kunio's Elegy. I guess they wanted to call it that because it would be his greatest adventure yet, and it's also a sequel to the original Neketsu Koha arcade game, so there's some continuity with this.
Alright, also bye, Hiroshi.
Although Arc System Works owns the Kunio-kun IP now, this was made by Omanic, who worked on a number of titles in the Super Famicom era.
Gotta squat.
Mm-hmm. Gotta show off how badass I am before I beat the piss out of you. Now time to beat up an old fart.
But obviously, if this had gotten localized at the time it came out, it wouldn't have been called River City Girls 0.
No, it wouldn't.
So I wonder what they would have called it.
It's hard to imagine, because a lot of the Kunio-kun games got renamed, like...
Super River City Ransom?
Yeah, like, River City Ransom was originally Downtown Neketsu Monogatari, or Downtown Neketsu Story. Crash and the Boy Street Challenge was Surprise New Records, or something like that. Some sort of title that sounds very Olympic-like with combat sports. And then Neketsu Koha was called just Renegade. And that one was, and all of those titles were Americanized to hell and back, which is the practice for the time, and it worked. Yep. But I mean, we're at a better standard now where we can appreciate other cultures. So off to Neketsu High, and Takayama's here! Again!
He has a tendency to just show up, I guess. He gets knocked down, but he gets up again.
You're never gonna keep him down.
It's a good thing he has no peripheral vision.
You know, I think Takayama would have probably already seen Hiroshi somewhere, since he was already being chased by another cop.
Yeah.
Also, here's the first appearance of Misako, Kunio's girlfriend, in River City Girls. And this game. She is the third main character that you can play as in this game.
Is she gonna fight in a swimsuit?
No.
Okay.
This is not that kind of game. If you're wanting something like that, play Dead or Alive. So she doesn't really know anything about Daiki at all. Anyways, into the school to crack some skulls.
And hopefully change out of the prison uniforms.
Yep. And that welcome is, of course, beating the snot out of them. I really love the sound effects and how meaty the punches and kicks are. That's the kind of hitting sound effects that I like. There we go. This has a tendency to keep at least 2 enemies on the screen with Kunio. A limitation, I suppose. Alright. Second floor! Now, if you're wanting to check out other Kunio-kun games, you can get the Kunio-kun and Double Dragon collection on the Switch, and it has Kunio-kun games that got a full relocalization, keeping all its original graphics intact.
Nice.
Something I highly recommend. Don't punch me, Trunks. I'll knock you the fuck out.
Must save the future!
Well timed. Alright. 3rd floor. I think this is where we need to be. Alright, let's switch over to Riki, just to save some health.
Nice.
There's the knee.
This school is keeping the local hair dye business and fucking in the money right now.
We're also keeping that the Pompadour cream business in business. Bam. Oh, there we go. There's Daiki.
Wearing another dude's uniform is kind of weird, man.
Mm-hmm. I'm also pretty sure that this isn't a thing in Japan where the school's guardian wears another uniform. Delinquents just wear whatever uniform color they like. Hanazono High, that is Riki's high school. So something happened to it. Yeah, after that line about Misako, we're definitely gonna beat the shit out of Daiki. I love this track a lot. I'm probably gonna say that a lot about some other pieces. This is perfect for a high school fight.
It's a one-on-one now.
Like it should be. Nope. Come here. Nice. 3 stomps. Bam! Dead.
The boosh.
You are absolutely correct, on Retro. Riki's hair, it is a lot like Josuke Higashikata's. It's pretty much the same hairstyle for, well, it's the same hairstyle that some Yankee often displayed back in the day. That pompadour, like Kuwabara.
So, a few more people have filtered in to watch, so I should, just as a reminder, we're playing this game as part of the All-Stars Marathon to help Child's Play charity. They're a charity that gets toys and games to kids in hospitals. If you want to donate to them, you should click the button below the channel, or you should type in !donate into chat, which will give you a link. Actually, I'll type that in myself. Every bit of money goes right to them, and if you donate $5 and leave a comment about it, you can enter yourself into a raffle to win a copy of Sonic Frontiers on Steam.
Also, the fuck did you say about my hair?
And for every $1,000 we get, a new day of incentive games will be played. So yeah, there's a few polls as well for selecting the character for Holocure, getting one of Spar's custom characters, as well as, let's see what else is here. Oh yeah, playing or skipping Vanessa's Manor in A Hat in Time. And you can also put it towards the Blue Hour DLC, playing the Blue Hour DLC tracks for Slipstream. And every little bit goes right to Child's Play. We don't take a cent of it. And it's for a really great cause, so if you have the money, please do donate.
Yeah, whatever, Misako. And now we have Misako on our team.
Interesting.
Pretty progressive for its time. Though we did have other playable female characters and other beat-em-ups like Streets of Rage.
Yeah.
A very old friend. Mamoru with a save. There's another character called Mamoru in the Kunio-kun series, but he's more of a pompous asshole, douchebag, rich boy.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that started up the Olympic-style combat sports games in what's known as Crash in the Boy Street Challenge. Welcome to Hanazono High!
Wow.
The student body fucking destroyed it.
And these schools are really out of control, huh?
Uh-huh. Very out of control.
Oh, and I should clarify, you can enter the Sonic Frontiers raffle multiple times. It's for every $5, you get your name put in the raffle again.
I kind of wonder what exactly that is that was spray painted on the wall over there on the right. Something about two-player mode is that if the second player dies and you get to another scene, the second player doesn't come back, which is kind of an oversight, a massive oversight. So you basically have to get knocked out, die, and then just continue. Well, I got in here because the doors were open. Now we can mount our enemies and beat the piss out of them. And if you're playing with a second player, one person can hold the other enemy from behind, while the other one wails on them. And there goes the floor.
Wonderful.
Wasn't even trying with that knee.
I'm sure the budget for this school is wonderful.
Oh yeah, you can also hang on to the light fixtures as well.
To what end?
Like, you can hang from them and kick enemies, but I thought at some point you could also do a spin kick off of some hooks or whatever, but I've never been able to pull that off.
Right.
But we now have our special moves. Kunio has spinning headbutt, the knee, the back fist, and
Alright.
especially the tornado kick.
Oh, wonderful.
Riki basically gets a Shoryuken, the knee, the donkey kick, and he also gets the Mach Punch, which we're definitely going to be abusing in this game.
Wonderful.
So, what have you had any experience with the Kunio-kun or River City games, Neo?
I own River City Girls. I've been meaning to play it, but other than that, not really.
Ah, I see. River City Girls is a fun game, and River City Girls 2 is also even better.
Oh boy.
Okay, third floor. Okay, so if you play as the girls, they don't punch like they do in River City Girls. They slap.
Oh, okay.
They kick these guys in the dick. They can't get on top of them and wail on them though. But
It's got some noodly limbs.
But she can basically do a cannonball. She can also do the knee. She can also do the tornado kick as well.
Oh, okay.
And that's her reversal move. I've never seen that before, never tried it with Misako.
Alright. So these guys lack the ability to jump up, I see.
Yeah, they're not very smart. The enemies do get deadlier as you go on in the game.
One should hope so.
Yeah, it's not always going to be easy street. Oh, there's probably one more. If you can't proceed in this game, then there's probably one more enemy somewhere that you need to defeat. There we go. This game also has some minor platforming, so it's not going to be as bullshit as like Double Dragon or Battletoads. Burn.
Damn.
Hey, I'm right behind you. I can hear everything you're saying. They did very good localization for Misako and Kyoko's dialogue to keep it a little bit in line with the River City Girls dialogue, but it's just enough to make it work. Alright. Time to fight on top of a collapsing school.
The whole building's gonna go at this point.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Whoa!
Jesus.
I've never seen that move before.
I don't know who we'd call about this. Is it the whole floor just collapsed? The government? Someone called the government? I don't know.
I don't think the government's gonna help at this time, since no one wants to fuck with juvenile delinquents. They're the most terrifying people in Japan, in this world, at least.
All those students we knocked off they're just getting crushed. We knocked out, they're just getting crushed underneath the fucking collapsing stories of this building.
Also, a lot of our special moves come from River City Ransom as well, so
Nice.
there is continuity with other Kunio-kun games.
They probably would have called this Super River City Ransom if this had come out at the time in the US.
That sounds about right. Or in some fan cases, they called the previous game on the Super Famicom River City Ransom Zero, which it's the furthest thing from that, but ah, shit. Bam! Special moves do not cost anything. They are automatically assigned to every character. But that's another thing if you play River City Girls 1 or 2. In those games, special moves actually cost money. Shinji was the second boss that you fought in Neketsu Koha with his motorcycle gang. Also, the Sanwa gang, also from the arcade game as well, a Yakuza mafia.
The good old Yakuza.
Make him talk, Misako. And now we have Kyoko.
And we've got the full crew now?
Yep.
Wonderful.
So there's the remains of Riki's beloved high school.
That'll take some work. I guess all the adults except for the police are just on vacation somewhere.
Pretty much. I can at least make out maybe 1 or 2 characters from that spray paint, but I can't make out the other ones. Oh well. It's probably a gang-related thing, I guess. That at least would probably make the most logical sense to me. Let's show off Kyoko's moves.
Yeah, Kyoko. What was that?
She has a spin punch. She can also do the knee. She has a backhand slap. And one of her other attacks is the mock kick.
Oh, wonderful.
Or basically the 100 crack kick that Chun-Li does.
For some reason, the first character that came to mind for me was Birder from Dragon Ball Z. Because in Xenoverse, that's one of his special moves, is a mock kick. I'm pretty sure it is in other games as well.
There is our other lead. This lookalike is named Ken. Alright, time to go to the Ferris wheel. So you're gonna want to climb up on these cars by jumping and pressing the punch button. And you're just gonna have to keep getting on these cars and punching the living daylights out of them. It was very awkward doing this platforming when I first played this game years ago, but I've pretty much gotten used to it.
It's not how you safely navigate a Ferris wheel.
Nope. You don't spit on me. Oh, still have more.
Oh, let's take one to the top.
No, I think that's actually a good idea. Well, I got caught on one of the cars again. The first time.
Awesome.
The first time with me and Star Mech just hanging off of one of these cars. All right.
Are we gonna have a brawl on a roller coaster?
No. Though that would have been fun. It's just gonna be right next to the waiting area, though.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
I do like how he just stands and watches you beat the shit out of his friend there. I'm not gonna stop this. No, I will this time.
Okay, I thought he actually stomped his friend over there for a bit. Oop. And you're gone. And now you're gone. Excellent.
So because of the character switching, we basically have 4 health bars.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's nice.
Yeah. And then if you have a second player, like Misako said earlier at the beginning of this game, you can just switch between anyone, so both players can play as anyone they want.
That's good.
Well, now we have access to the roller coaster,
Wonderful.
and you can actually ride it. You know what?
That doesn't look like it fits 4 people. Actually, maybe it does. Maybe 2 per row.
Just don't... Probably 2 per row, but you don't really see that.
Yeah. Whee! Don't put your hands up. Keep your hands on the bar. I do like a roller coaster that just goes in a straight line. Such as the limitations of 2D, I suppose.
But do you think you'd like a roller coaster that does this?
That's a bit experimental, but, you know, I'd try anything once. And I would be trying this once.
I'm sure that would be some sort of safety violations, but...
I guess that's what you do when you're in a 2D plane and you can't have it curve back around at the start.
No. You just
have it go in reverse.
I mean, there's at least one roller coaster that's sort of like that, where I live. It's just like straight back and forth with a loop-de-loop.
No real gameplay purpose, was still pretty great.
And it refilled Kunio's health bar.
Oh, having fun will do that.
Kai would fucking die.
Ooh, we got 2 new donations.
Oh, nice.
One from a friend of mine named Kyle. Go get him, Neo. One Piece. That's the intro. Bounty Rush. And another, that was $10, and a $3 donation from Captain Turbo. Don't really have much to say other than keep up the good work, guys. All the best to you and the rest of the HFC team and affiliates. Thank you, Captain Turbo.
Thank you so much for the donations, guys. It means a lot.
I'll say, so if we die as a character, then it's over.
Yeah.
We don't just switch to our other character.
No.
Gotcha. So we gotta be switching between them when our health gets low.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, I think it's not like that in Double Dragon 3, where you can at least have all 4 characters act as a life of some sort. Since Shinji is considered a boss character, you can't get on top of him and beat the piss out of him.
He's got immunity. It's the honor rules.
Yep, it's the honor rules between juvenile delinquents.
If you're wearing a unique outfit, you don't get piled on.
It's easier just to cycle up and then down, and then mock punch him, or mock kick him. Bam!
Nice.
Alright, time for the second gameplay. We get to drive a motorcycle.
Oh, wonderful. Area 13.
Or to be more precise, Pier 13. And if you're playing as 2 players, any character can drive the motorcycle. So it's not just like guys in front, girls in back.
Alright.
Idle animation with any of these characters. They just do the Yankee squat. Yeah, so just to demonstrate.
Drive, Misako, drive.
Alright, so you hold B to accelerate, and you press one of the shoulder buttons to kick these guys off their bikes.
Good.
If 2 players are playing, they both can attack from the motorcycle.
Okay, so second player, so the 2 players share the motorcycle.
Yes.
I guess there was only one.
Yeah. Except it's more ideal for the first player to drive while the second one attacks. You just don't want to attack when you're on a curve, because otherwise you'll end up driving straight into the wall.
This is sick, I like this.
Yeah, there's at least 3 of these sections. And you will get to see some locations in Tokyo, since this is where the game takes place. And I think it has gotten localized. Oh, there's Tokyo Dome.
Tokyo Dome.
If we had seen this game, obviously it would have gotten Americanized to hell and back.
I know where else that landmark would be. We redraw it. It's now the Chicago Beam, and it's gigantic. You can see it from the highway.
Slow down on the curves. Now that I just thought about it, this is also kind of in line with at least one motorcycle combat section in the NES port of Neketsu Koha. Because the NES version of it is much different than the arcade version, because it has additional sections beyond the arenas. Okay, you know what? Here we go. Imagine you will get road rash after getting knocked off your bike. Yeah, you probably would. Get over there.
Yeah, just to remind everyone, we are raising money for a Child's Play charity. They help bring toys and games to kids who are stuck in the hospital. You can click the donate button below the stream, or you can take the link in chat and donate there. Every cent goes right to them. It's a great cause. You can vote on a few polls. You can enter into a raffle to win Sonic Frontiers on Steam. And for every $1,000 we reach, up to $5,000, up to our goal, we will unlock a new day of incentive games to play. So, plenty to look forward to. Donate if you can.
I've never done that before in this game.
Wonderful.
It's a cheap trick that you can do in the original Neketsukoha arcade game too. If you fight these motorcycle gang members, you can just toss them off the pier into the ocean. It's great. You know, I think that's a very good idea. Oh, damn.
Oh, geez, happened to you? Oh, it's that. Ouch.
That sucked.
You are not immune to stage hazards.
Nope. Let's try that again. If it doesn't work out this time, we'll just take you out the old-fashioned way. Bye! That's what I should do.
With the fishies.
Oh, he dodged.
Be careful not to be on the wrong side of their kicks, man.
Goodbye.
Remember how quickly the turns can table.
Yep.
That just sends them away.
Alright. In we go. Jeez, that would have solved so many problems if I had known about the edge of that pier there when I played this.
Ah, they're starting to push you off when you start going to beat the shit out of them. I almost said going down on them, and that wasn't good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because they're actually starting to get smarter and tougher.
Yeah.
Right.
You said you could do a spin jump from this hook?
I thought I could, but I don't know. Maybe I just imagined it? I thought I could.
Maybe you're getting this mixed up with Ernest Evans.
Maybe. Because Ernest can do whatever he wants. He does not give a crap about the laws of physics. But yeah, a turbo controller would also be great to have if you're on top of them.
The mash to do that then?
Yeah, you mash to wail on them. Bam. Okay, so it just stops in place.
Right. He's not coming near you.
I have him
Fuck that.
I thought I had him stuck in a loop for a bit.
No, he just saw what you were doing. He was like, nope. I'll avoid the boot.
I'm just gonna keep slicking my hair back. a minor platforming here. Oh, we have some good Technos meat that's being stockpiled here.
Well, that's good. You think it'd be fish specifically, but it's
Yeah.
just meat.
Switch over to Misato for a bit.
Alright. Slap, slap.
Their combat is not like that in River City Girls. They actually punch and kick and do all sorts of sweet attacks. Wow.
Jeez. I'm coming up this ladder. You better let me be. Oh no!
Okay.
You're being a bully. I am the guardian of the sledge.
Guard this. Oh, that's great. Since they have no iframes, you can just go into your attack by pressing block when they get up.
You're no match for the fucking heel of my foot.
Sweet.
Nice.
Guess they couldn't hang out. Oh well. And here is Shinji. Who says oof when you're found?
Is it time for round 2?
Yep. He doesn't have any PA system to protect him, so... And so Shinji has iframes, so we're gonna play it safe. And if I die here and get a game over, then I have to start from the very beginning of this room.
Oh my.
It's not that bad, considering the mooks don't have any iframes. But still annoying nonetheless. Nice try.
Come on, Misako. Slap this man.
Bam! Stomp him in the dick.
Got him. Nicely done.
And of course you don't want to mess with him because he's somehow connected to the Sanwa Yakuza gang. Or you know what? Kunio doesn't give a shit.
Oh, this guy again.
Yep. Sabu, the final boss of the original Kunio-kun game. Some more plot. Ken is apparently Kunio's twin brother. There wasn't any story like this in the NES games, so this is much different. Because I think the plot of the original script in River City Ransom was the big bad wanted to become the new main character, I think.
Got a squad about this. That's a responsible officer. I'll clean up. You kids go deal with the gang. I forgive your accounts of assaulting police officers.
I forgive your account of breaking out of jail. Alright, we're gonna head over to Roppongi, and one of my favorite areas in the game.
To a disco, you say?
Alright, so let's have Kunio drive this time. Whoop. There's no online in this, unfortunately, but if you can use Parsec to play the PC version of this with another player. Internet connection pending.
Yeah.
It would have been nice, though. Bam. Suicidal turn. THTV, I'm pretty sure that's an important TV studio or TV station in Tokyo. I don't know if that is a thing. So another thing about the localization for this game, it treated the black guy over there much better by making him actually speak full-fledged English as opposed to talking like a Neanderthal in the original fan translation.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Prepare to eat concrete.
So yeah, this is pretty much equal rights for equal fights. I don't care if she is a woman, a baby, or someone's grandmother, I'll still knock her out.
That's a photo of a real person.
I wondered who exactly that was, and maybe it's a popular music artist from the time, in the 90s, but I'm not exactly sure. Or if it's a developer, I don't know. But I mean, if anyone can figure that out for me, please feel free to. Oh, now they're actually starting to be smarter, actually stomping me on the ground.
Oh, jeez.
He blocked that.
That move is so crazy. That's like, most of these other moves are like things that people could do. She's just doing a goddamn like screw attack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or Blanca's Blanca Ball or whatever it's called.
Mm.
Alright. You're up, Riki. I can't imagine a Nopon as a typical Japanese delinquent. I can't.
Oh, he's big. He must be an adult.
Mm-hmm. And he wears a suit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so this is my favorite track in the game. It's known as Disco on Manic, and it also got remixed in River City Girls as well.
Ooh.
By Megan McDuffie. She does a fantastic job of remixing it. And if you want to listen to that, it's called Smackdown. Get over there on the dance floor. Oh, you can also stomp too. Okay. I noticed that Lisa doesn't give you any damage when she pushes you off. Okay, Lisa's down for the count.
Aha.
Oh. Launched. There we go.
Don't forget his iframes.
Yep. Ah, crap.
Jeez.
Okay, for safety reasons, I'm taking you off. Okay, there we go. Bam!
Wonderful.
Shinjuku, second floor office in the pachinko parlor. Now get the hell out of my disco.
Wonderful.
Hey, that was fun. Let's see, let's have Kyoko drive.
You said there were about 3 of these sections in the
Yes.
game. We're on the 3rd one.
Mm-hmm.
Is this our last hurrah with the motorcycle for, like...
Yeah, it's our last hurrah with a motorcycle.
That's crazy. We're only, like, about a third of the way through, right?
I'd say we're over the halfway point.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
Alrighty. It's only been like an hour and a half.
Yeah. Whoa!
So you think we might be underestimate for the 4 hours?
Probably, yeah.
Alright.
Whoa! Kind of depends on how the penultimate boss and the final boss go, since they could be a bit of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So there was Tokyo Tower that you saw back there. Shinjuku, dead ahead. Hey, it's some kids. Time to beat up some Yakuza.
Some Yakuza.
So they can kick you, but also knife you as well.
Oh boy. I'm assuming that'll do a hefty chunk of health.
Probably. And if this were River City Ransom, I could either pick up a pipe or a chain and beat the shit out of him with it, but this isn't that game. Ow! Yep, that takes out a good chunk of health. Ow. Get over there.
Ouch.
Ow. Okay. I don't think I can block those stabs. Bam. I think that says Dero, or basically says stay out or get out of here, or something like that. That sign on the left. Okay, time for the next boss. There. This is Misuzu, the third fight in Neketsukoha, and she's huge, she's ugly, and she's a ham beast.
Oh my.
Also, take notice of that stool that she sat on.
Yeah, it's bent.
She hits like a truck, and you'll go flying if she hits you or with her fist or a body blow. So, special moves are your friend here. Ow!
Oof.
I remember her being the most annoying boss to face here when I originally played this game. I missed. But Misuzu also led a group of female delinquents in Neketsukoha as well. And she appears more than once in the Famicom version, and if you get trapped in a room with her, you're pretty much fucked.
Oh, jeez. Got shoulder checked. That took a large chunk of your health.
Ah, damn.
Ouch.
Yeah, I'm starting to run on empty almost. There we go. You can also try cheesing her with jump kicks as well.
I don't think Riki's taking another shoulder check.
We'll see. Bam!
Nice.
But yeah, word of the wise, do not piss off Misuzu. Anyways, second floor. I'm gonna try my best not to lose any health here.
Yeah.
Or get a game over, I think should be more precise.
Oh, we on limited continues?
Yeah, we have unlimited continues.
Oh, we have unlimited? Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Get over there. Maybe we could just play it safe with jump kicks. Fuck. Shit. There we go.
There we go.
Nice. Into the office. And there's Sabu and Ken. Ken is Sabu's adopted son.
Yeah, that's just explained to us in an earlier cut
Yeah.
by the police officer, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Adopted son and Kunio's twin brother.
Yeah.
Long lost twin brother.
You can see some sort of resemblances in the eyes and the hair. Yeah, and he really hates that Kunio got the good life while he got shit. Actions of consequences, so...
Holy shit!
Yeah. Yeah, this is a shocker to Starmech when he played this with me, and probably with a lot of other people who got to this point of the game.
God damn.
Quite possibly the darkest moment that I've seen in this SNES era of Kunio-kun games.
Feels like I got shot. You did.
Yeah. So, Misako and Kyoko are out for the rest of the game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's rough. So the game's gonna get harder now.
Yeah. it's going to be much harder as we're heading into endgame. Izu, a remote island off the coast of Japan. So remember when I said, and there's a reason why Takayama is one of the developer's favorite characters. Aside from being dedicated to his job, he also understands the heart of delinquents like Kunio and Riki, even though delinquents and cops would be natural enemies. Given that they have hearts of gold and being high school dropouts who get involved with organized criminal activity.
Oh, we do got another section here.
Well, this is automatic.
Oh, okay.
As we're escorted all the way over to Izu.
Yeah. They're dead. River City Girls is cancelled. It's non-canon, everyone.
Mm-hmm. That's actually a thing. It is considered canon, but in Japan it's called Niketsukoha Gaiden. River City Girls. Though it does take the past games into account for as far as the timeline is concerned. Good might be a bit of a overstatement, I guess, considering how zealous he is and as far as his dedication is to his job.
Something you don't want in a cop is zealousness.
Mm-hmm.
That leads to some bad things.
Yeah. Yeah, just keep standing there while I keep wailing on your buddy. Alright. Session cleared. Hi, Ken.
You're right there. Kuno, why didn't you just run forward as he was talking?
Cutscene incompetence.
Have a nice fall, you stupid bitch.
I should mention that this waterfall section with a bridge was also an unused part for a Double Dragon game, so it ended up getting used here.
Whoa.
I mean, Technos at the time did have both the Double Dragon and Kunio-kun franchises. Alright, bam. Oh, they're actually using the knee now. There we go. Alright, into the cave with the last platforming section of the game.
Alright.
Well, actually, maybe second to last.
Okay, so we're in endgame, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Well, since we're in endgame, I'll just remind everyone again, we are raising money for the Child's Play charity, which helps bring toys and games to kids who are stuck in the hospital. It's a great cause. You can donate by clicking the donate button below the stream, or by using the link that I will bring up in chat. If you want to enter a raffle to win a copy of Sonic Frontiers on Steam, you can donate, or for every $5 you donate, you can ask to have your name put into the raffle list. And you can vote on polls for which character the first stage/run will be using in Hollow Cure, which custom skater Spar will make in Tony Hawk's Underground, and whether or not to skip or play Vanessa's Manor in A Hat in Time. And you can also put your money towards the Blue Hour DLC tracks for Slipstream later on in the marathon. Every little bit helps, every little bit goes straight to Child's Play. And it's a great cause, so please donate if you can.
Welcome back, Kai. You missed Kyoko and Misako getting shot and taken out for the rest of the game. Pretty shocking scene.
Those bastards took our girls. They took our River City girls.
Now they're gonna pay for getting River City Girls cancelled.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
You're getting kind of hurt.
Yeah. Oh. Get up, get up, get up. Ah, crap. Oh well.
Uh-oh.
Health refill.
Health refill.
Kind of would have been nice if they actually had health restoring items, but I never played much of Techno's old school beat 'em ups like Double Dragon, so. And I've never played Double Dragon 3 either, so. And I don't know if I want to, considering AVGN's old video on it. How they basically made it even worse, even harder for Americans. There's one. we go. Ow. Ow. Okay, switch.
Game's getting tricky.
Shit. Oh, not gonna get on top of you. There we go.
Nice.
Into the mansion.
They fell for the old trick.
The old, I'm gonna drop you beneath this false floor trick. Oh. Yikes.
Uh-oh.
Okay. I need a... I'm probably gonna die here.
Ruh-roh.
Ah, damn. Oh well.
Yep.
Yeah. This is a pretty difficult section. If only because of the floor. You saw it shaking in some of those spots.
Right. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Jeez, the recovery.
That's exactly what I wanted to do.
That's wonderful. Get dropped, idiot.
That's the best way of taking that guard out. I had to take out his female guards. Anyways, we're back where Sabu dropped us. So we have a couple more rooms left.
Is this the final stage of the game or something?
Yeah, the mansion's the last part of the game.
Alright, we only have a couple rooms left in it?
Yeah,
Alright.
and like 3 boss fights as well, and then a long hallway as well.
Alright.
Though however long it may take for the final boss, for one specific reason, I don't know, but I'm gonna do my best to cheese it.
Okie dokie.
Good, that's the last one. Okay, time for another boss.
Alright.
Misuzu round 2. I'm displeased to see her again. Misuzu's not very smart.
Mhm.
Oh, health refill. Okay, perfect. In that case... I'm gonna try to at least Mach Punch you to death.
Can't stand up to my patented many fist technique.
You can't beat...
Ouch.
The Fist of the North Star, or I mean, the Mach Punch is invincible. Oh shit.
Ouch.
This is probably going to be a bit harder since I don't have Riki on hand. I can try to make it work. Yeah, she slapped me out of the air. On. Thank you. Nice!
Very good.
Thanks for the clip, Morpheus. It's weirdly heroic. Yep, and of course, there is a self-destruct sequence, or a self-destruct device for this mansion.
Later, Kunio, I'm going to blink out of existence now.
And sweet health refill.
Wonderful.
Alright, this is the last hallway of Yakuza thugs before we get into the penultimate fight.
Alright.
Ow.
Don't you slap me with your knife?
Sweet. Alright. You don't do that to me. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Kai. It's unfortunate that we can't get into a Star Platinum versus the World situation. As much fun as it would be. Oh, he has the knee too. Okay.
Oh.
Block that. Okay. No more tornado kicks. Nice! Second try.
Wonderful. Oof.
Yep. Sabo doesn't give a shit. Obviously, he isn't really Kunia's brother.
Ah.
He just saw Ken. Sabo just saw Ken, who looks like Kunia, just to get revenge, just because of what he did in the arcade game. Okay, again, cut. You should have been here for when Kyoko Misako got shot.
What was his motivation for going along with all of that?
Ken's motivation for going along with Sabu?
Yeah.
Probably money, I guess.
I guess if he's your adoptive father, you just do what he says.
Mm-hmm. And there he goes, fading out of existence.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm not making that up, Kai. Their girlfriends get shot. And that's the reason why they're not here. Yeah, I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling kids.
You know, if you activate your self-destruct button, you really shouldn't stay inside the house.
No. Okay, so just like the arcade game, Sabu uses a gun and it takes out a shitload of health.
Oh boy.
So this can be easy if you dodge him, and knee him in the gut. Fuck. Cause see how much health that took away?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Are the falling logs just for show?
Oh,
or...
yeah, they're just for show.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is going to require a lot of timing, a lot of timed blocking and countering with knees. Because that gun is bullshit. Also, this is a one-level plane. You can only go left or right.
So you just have to duck the shots then.
Yeah. And then just run up and knee him. Or at least try to.
Knee of justice, indeed.
Oh shit. Blocked.
Jeez, this is intense.
Yeah, my eyes are glued to the screen right now.
Focus up. Yeah, if those logs weren't
Yes!
just for show, this might be impossible. Hey, second try?
Yeah, rock on.
Awesome.
That's the knee of justice. We have defeated Lord Al Capone. Apologize to Ken when you see him in hell. Whoop. And cliche a 90s style ending screenshot right here.
Yep.
Also, I should mention that this game wasn't translated, or rather, the work wasn't done like a ROM hack. They were actually using something more sophisticated to actually squeeze all the text in there, kind of like Nintendo did with Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon. So, like, it's completely different from your usual ROM hack, because everything is being put in here on the fly. And Misako and Kyoko are going to be fine. They did not die of their wounds.
Oh, wonderful. River City Girls is still on.
Mm-hmm. Roll the credits. So we have the in-game ending and then like the ending for the entire thing after the Japanese credits, as you can see right here, with our main characters Kunio, Riki, Misako, and Kyoko. Supporting characters Hiroshi, Takayama, his son Mamoru, Ryusaku, Goji, and Toru. Those last few guys being the goons that were in the jail. Along with our enemies Daiki, Ryuta, Shinji, Kinji, and Ken, along with special guest appearance by Sabu, and a friend guest appearance by Misuzu.
Right.
And then here we have the staff. Pretty much played out like a traditional Japanese film, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Stuff like this would have also taken a lot of programming to scroll properly for, say, an actual localized version of this if this were the 90s. Or I guess they could just have them scroll from right to left. Or left to right, kind of like the credits in Mega Man X5. We got the music by one guy. Kudos to that guy for making all the tracks, including Disco-O-Matic. And this would be the last Kunio-kun game for a while, because after 1994, there weren't any Kunio-kun games made for the Game Boy after some time, or the Game Boy Color. We wouldn't see anything ever again until we got River City Ransom EX on the Game Boy Advance, which is a fine remake of River City Ransom. And that is the characters for the end.
Alrighty.
And of course there's a post-credit sequence before we actually get to the ending cutscene that was programmed for this version. Deja vu, if you will. Sabu and Ken are dead, so we're going out on a night ride. Pedestrians cross the road. Suddenly, it's a red light. Be careful.
And all is well.
Mm-hmm. And with one of the best ending tracks in the game, too, that I wish they'd let play more. It's very sweet.
Wow, I guess that was our first adventure together. Pretty crazy stuff.
We got to ride a motorcycle.
And climb on top of a Ferris wheel.
Which is actually, like, super dangerous. We really shouldn't have been doing that.
And of course, Misuzu would be there beating us up. Again.
Wait, did we really get shot by that Sabu guy? Did that actually happen?
Why are you asking me? I don't know how video game logic works. That was pretty intense, though, you gotta admit. Like when that high school started to collapse underneath us.
I don't see any bullet holes. Hey, where was Sabuko anyway? I thought she was...
Sabuko is Sabu's daughter from River City
Why
Girls.
was Ken so handsome, anyway?
You're just saying that because he looks like Kunio.
What? No, I wasn't! Shut up!
So, if this game was our first adventure together, does that mean it actually happened?
What you mean?
Well, like, if Sabu and Ken really already exist, won't they be pretty mad at the four of us for beating them up?
Not to mention taking down Sabako in our last adventure.
Oh yeah,
I guess lots of people got lots of reasons to beat us up now.
probably. Good thing this was just a video game.
Come on, let's go find Kunio and Rookie. You think I should dye my hair blue again?
Oh, totally. And those schoolgirl uniforms we were wearing? So cute.
What? Ew.
You just hate fashion.
To be continued. Because that actually happened. Now, take it away, Demon Dice.
Oh boy.
Gonna turn the volume down for this bit, just so we can be heard. I love this game so much. I highly recommend it, but I'm pretty biased since I'm a Kunio-kun fan. But if you also like this game, go buy River City Girls 1 or 2 as well.
Yeah, it seemed pretty fun. Looked like a fun little SNES beat 'em up.
Yeah, I'd give it a 7 out of 10, honestly. It's good, but I mean, there are some other beat 'em ups during that era that are probably better. I mean, Streets of Rage 3, given that's the Japanese version, for difficulty reasons. Then you also have Final Fight 3, which was also pretty good.
Biting my tongue on this Demon Dice song. I'll just say I don't care for her music.
It's not exactly the kind of genre I would usually listen to, but it's okay. Yeah, WayForward did great work in porting and localizing this game, and they're continuing to do great work by reviving Shantae Advance, which I also recommend everyone go support.
Yeah, only if you have the ability to play a GBA cart, though. Because that's all they're releasing it for, at least for the moment.
I don't have any doubt they'll release it for the Switch at some point.
I'm sure it'll be on PC eventually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some glorious patriot will Yarhar Fiddly D it somehow.
Yeah.
Preservation, baby!
Well, I was saying officially.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully. They might release it on PC eventually.
And if it does, go support that.
But officially they said no plans. But, you know, it's a fun little novelty. Alright, and I guess that does it for us, right? We got it in well underestimate.
Yeah, I severely overestimated how long it would go. I mean, they did re-release Shantae for the Game Boy Color and port it over to the Switch, so I mean, either way, it will wind up on modern consoles and PC at some point. But what do we got coming up, Neo?
Well, coming up next is going to be Flame on To the Moon.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
Yeah. That's a pretty good game, so look forward to that. And remember to please donate to Child's Play if you can. It's a great cause, and it's every single bit of it help. Every single bit you can spare will help.
I've been Samurai Snake.
And I've been Neo King Ghidorah.
And I will see you later today for Typing of the Dead. Y'all have a good one.